Hey YouTube, hey, Georgia Bigfoot here with another tabletop review of this year's 2016 Browning Dark Ops Elite HD Micro Series trail camera. And you know what, I've been a huge fan of these Browning cameras ever since they came out, and I've been really excited about this camera and what it's gonna do here for those of us in the trail camera aficionado world, so to speak. Anyway, where to start other than this thing is tiny and small. It's the same size and same footprint as last year's 2015 Dark Ops, but it's now sporting a new camo case on it with more of a fall type of color. This is the Black Ops, so it's a black flash array with the breakup pattern over it. We're going to go through some of these features and benefits, and I'm going to go let it soak out on the tree over the course of this weekend. But let's see, a couple of things to mention. It's got a 12 volt external battery option that you can put on it. It is threaded on the bottom, 20 millimeter thread for those of you guys who want to use a mount. Or like what I do is I go down to Home Depot or Lowe's and I get a 1/4 inch by 20 millimeter thread screw, and I'll just screw them in the top of fence posts or screw them into the top of like a tree limb, for example, and then time it so when you screw the camera onto the thread mount, it's pointing in the right direction. That's kind of the cheap way to do it. On the back side of the camera, it's got spots for a Python loop. It takes up to a 1-inch strap if you want to go with the strap. The strap it comes with is a real durable that has the vintage Willis MB Jeep clasps on it. It's a 60-inch strap. If the strap's too long for you, you can cut the strap down. I like the fact that it has the muted Browning Buckmark logo on the front. I really like this clasp. It is easy to do one-handed, and you can even do it while you're filming with the iPad, right? But what about on those cold days up north when you got your gloves on and you need to bust this thing open? That's going to work too. Looks like it has a nice seal on it. Let's talk a little bit about this camera. And before we do, let's talk a little bit about the new packaging it comes in. You know, for the past years, since 2013, since Browning first started coming out with trail cameras, these cameras have been mounted on a bubble wrap card, and now they come in a nice box, which I like. It's really easy to take out of the box. Not that you're going to store it in the box, but it's a nice, handsome box. You can see some of the features and benefits are printed here on the box that we're going to talk about here in a second. The one thing that I am super pumped about this camera, for those of y'all who know me, who when I post on chasing game as Waco Kid, is I am huge into video capture. This video trigger on the Dark Ops is a 1.05 second video trigger, which is the fastest video trigger basically in the world. This thing even blows away Reconix's video trigger. It has a 1.51 second recovery. It shoots 5-second videos up to a 2-minute video. At nighttime, to conserve battery strength, the nighttime videos can only film for 20 seconds, but for daytime, it's 2 minutes. It shoots full resolution HD 1280 by 720. And for those of y'all who had a chance to look at these cameras last year when they came out in the full-size version, you can pull out your card and you can play back the videos and pictures without distortion on televisions, flat panel TVs, up to 65 inches. It is absolutely incredible. This camera retails for about $150 shipped. Fast picture trigger, 0.4 seconds, 0.88 seconds recovery. That's less than a second on the picture trigger. They have this new product, new feature on here called dynamic video recording, where your camera keeps recording video with the subject in front. I know in my case, I love the 5-second video feature and the 10-second video feature because sometimes I'll run these cameras for security detail. I'll even put them on roads where I know what happens if someone comes in who's an intruder to the deer lease and they're in a vehicle that's moving quickly. You know, vehicles moving 20 miles an hour are going about 45 feet per second. So you want a fast video trigger if you're looking at catching who knows what comes onto your property, right? Let's see. There's 2-minute daytime video. We already talked about that. There's SD card overwrite for 2016. This is an amazing feature. This camera takes up to a 32 gigabyte card, but guess what? If you select the feature for the SD card overwrite, it's pretty much self-explanatory, but when the card is about full, it'll start rewriting over the oldest pictures or video files. This is fantastic if you've put it out for a multi-month soak. Maybe you have forgot about your camera, or you've been just waiting to get back to the lease and you want to know what's recently happened on the camera. Well, the camera will still be out there chugging right along if the SD card had gotten low. 70-foot nighttime illumination and 70-foot detection on this camera. It's just unbelievable. It's crazy to think about how much trail cameras have gone in such a short amount of time, and a lot of that has been spurred on by the technological advances of the trail cameras from Browning, especially at the price point. This camera runs on 6 AA's. Unlike some of its black flash competitors, you can run this camera on alkalines and take good pictures. Of course, it'll run through the alkalines quicker, or you can run the camera, of course, on lithium batteries. 12-volt external port. There's an easy-to-use clasp. There's a backlit display and flash breakup. Let's look a little bit through how this camera works by cutting this on. We'll see how well this reads with the old iPad camera. Looks like we get a little bit of a glare issue, but you see the backlight. Things to mention on this camera for those of you who have maybe had your Brownings plugging right along since 2013, as my original 2013 Browning trail cameras have been doing, especially that Browning Recon Force, is back then on the Recon Force, there was an 8-shot rapid fire and a 6-shot standard. Now there's an 8-shot standard as well as the 8-shot rapid fire, or you can use single picture. You can shoot this in video. You can shoot it to take pictures. There's 4 picture resolutions, low, medium, high, and ultra. The lowest is 2 megapixel. So if you set it for something like that, you can really crank the pictures and put them on a card. Gosh, I'm impressed with this camera. I cannot wait to put it out in the woods. Tonight, we're going to take it out tonight. And at some point, for those of you who remember on those original cameras when I was so impressed with the video trigger, we're going to do some speed tests on vehicles and see how fast we can go and have the camera catch us and put us in the frame. This is exciting. I have been really happy with my Browning cameras. They've been absolutely tremendous. And look at how tiny this little guy is. The 2016 Browning Dark Ops Elite trail camera. What a thing of beauty. Let's hang around the tree, see what happens, and I'll get back to you guys. Once again, thanks for checking out my videos. Please subscribe to see other new videos that I have come along, and go out there and be safe in the woods. Take care. Georgia Bigfoot signing out.